All right, everybody. Good late evening to you. It is just after 10:50 p.m. here on this December 22nd, 2022. I'm forecaster Nick Dunn. Conditions are beginning to rapidly deteriorate this evening across western Ohio and eastern Indiana as snow, as you can see on the radar, really now starting to approach that US 23 corridor. Kind of right on target with what we thought about 11 o'clock here this evening. We are getting plenty of rain right now in Columbus as the cold front is approaching. We are sitting at 42 degrees right now in Columbus, and actually we just dropped to 41 as you see there. So starting to see that front move through. We're going to see the rain change to snow here before too much longer. So real quick, I do want to populate up our snow emergency map that we do have here with you this evening. As you can see here, multiple counties across Indiana have already been placed under some sort of a travel watch or a travel advisory at this particular point in time. So that is one thing we are continuing to monitor as we continue to move along here this evening. Hamilton County is on a level 1 snow emergency now, so you should see that hopefully populate shortly. And we also have Franklin County, Indiana has been placed under a travel warning at this point in time. So that means travel is strongly discouraged, should not be happening right now, again, as in Franklin County, Indiana, at this particular point in time. So definitely some cause for concern there. And hopefully, if you have to be out and driving this evening, you hopefully already have that done. And we'll continue to monitor things very closely. So that's the latest on the snow emergency levels that we have at this point in time. Those should be coming up and updating on the screen here momentarily for you. And now, as you can see, Columbus, we are down to 40. So we are starting to see a temperature drop very quickly as that rain changes to some snow. So we're kind of watching all of this here for you this evening. Again, Williams County, you're on a level 1. Dark, Preble, Montgomery, Hamilton, in Ohio, you're on a level 1. Across Indiana, all of our counties are currently underneath some sort of travel watch, advisory, or warning at this particular point in time. So again, we're watching all these very closely here for you here this evening. And hopefully we will see if I can get this to update here for you real quick, so you can kind of see that, and it looks like it's not wanting to at this point in time. I'll come back to that. So let's go back to radar, though, real quick. I do want to kind of put things in motion for you, kind of give you a little bit of a tour of what we're seeing out there this evening. Did have a report of 2.5 inches of snow a short time ago back across southeastern Indiana, just to the west of Cincinnati. So a sign that we may be seeing some of those higher totals that we projected coming to fruition here a little bit later on this evening into the early morning hours of Friday. Snow, Bell Fountain, Springfield, Wilmington, Cincinnati, you're all snow at this point in time. London, you've just changed over along with Washington Courthouse. Marion and Upper Sandusky have all switched to snow as well. Get you a quick update here back across north central and northeast Indiana. Few dry pockets started to kick in, but the wind really, really strong right now across northern Indiana. Several gusts over 30 miles per hour, a couple spots approaching 40 at times. Visibility is going to be reduced. Icy spots on the roadways for sure, and that's obviously a pretty significant concern that we have at this point in time. So light to moderate snow still continuing. A few dry pockets from time to time. Hopefully crews can try to do the best to keep at least some of the snow off the road. Defiance, Lima, Wapakoneta, you're all snow at this point in time. Portland, Kendallville, Angola, South Bend, Lafayette, all the way back down towards Indianapolis. You are also all snow as well. We are still seeing some rain across far northern Ohio here late this evening. Cleveland, Sandusky, still seeing some rain. Mansfield as well, but here's the rain snow line coming in through Marion and Bucyrus right now. They're along US 23. Also towards Tiffin, you'll be changing over to snow here pretty soon. Fremont, you're still rain for now, but that rain snow line is on your back doorstep as well. And giving you a quick last check here down into the mid-Ohio Valley here for you this evening. Still some rain. Athens, Logan, MacArthur, Marietta, Parkersburg. It's all rain right now, but I do expect that to change probably sometime between 1 and 4 in the morning. So you still have a few hours to go. But I wouldn't be surprised if you do see that change over to snow right around that time frame. And of course, that's going to potentially impact your potential drive. So just kind of keep that in mind as you get up and get ready to get moving in the morning hours tomorrow. And really, that's going to be the same for really just about anybody across our region. No matter where you live, it's going to be a very rough go of it as we get into your Friday morning. So it's a very busy travel day. And obviously not a very good time for different things to be happening. So put the radar back into motion. I do want to show you kind of one neat feature. So let's go over to correlation coefficient. And if you have radar scope, radar omega, You can kind of follow along here just a little bit so that you can kind of see what it is that we're tracking here. And I'm going to kind of see if I can stop this and see if I can bring up some kind of telestrator tool. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to, so we're going to do this a little bit differently. What I'm going to do here real quick is see if I can get my cursor to pop up. Okay, that's not going to work either. So if you look at the very thin line that exists in Pickaway County down to the west of Chillicothe, this very first very thin line, that is the actual cold front. Once that passes, you have a very brief temperature drop of just a few degrees, and then once you switch over to the solid maroon color, that is where we see a lot of changes start taking place. You change over to all snow, temperature really starts to plummet rapidly, and that is pretty much confirmed on radar too. If you're looking at the reflectivity side, there's a very thin line of heavier precipitation. I'll turn off the precip type for just a second. So from Columbus down to the west side of Chillicothe, Hillsborough down into Adams County, that very thin line that you see, that is the cold front, and it's not long after that where you're seeing that change over to snow. I'll put the precipitation type back on for you. So again, zooming it out for you here the late evening, few snowfall reports starting to come in out of Kentucky so far, 1 to 3 inches, but it is still snowing, and the wind continues to be very impressive out there as we continue to get through the late evening hours. So I'll look at some of your reports. Columbus, we are now down to a whopping 39 degrees, so temperature continuing to fall here this evening. St. Mary's already covered there, no surprise whatsoever. I'll see if I can get the levels to come back up here for us. Unfortunately, those are not wanting to auto update live, so I apologize about that. But trust me, we do have Hamilton counties on a level 1, so we'll come back to that as we continue to move forward in time. So Dayton and Cincinnati conditions are deteriorating pretty quickly here late this evening. I'm going to see if I can pull up a traffic camera or two for us so we can kind of get an idea as to how some of these other areas are dealing with some of these adverse conditions. In fact, I'll pull up OGO so we can kind of look at, maybe we'll see if we can get the Dayton-Cincinnati area to pop up. Give me just 1 second so I can flip this over. There we go. And let's look at I-70 and I-75. Yeah, roads are covered. This is in Montgomery County where you have a level 1 snow emergency here late this evening. Lanes starting to get a little tougher to see out there, so that's a concern. Obviously, you have very few drivers out on the roadways. We were a little bit concerned about this. This would be about the time we were starting to see the changeover, and we were starting to see the snow stick to the roads pretty quickly. You can see visibility's not the best there in Dayton, so just kind of keep an eye on the roads. If you happen to be out driving, just allow plenty of extra time. Let's go down to 275. This is the outer belt at 275 and Winton Road. There are no lanes visible, and this is in Hamilton County where there is a level 1 snow emergency. And as you can see, visibility is not very great here in Hamilton County either. So again, stay home if you can do so, but this is the type of conditions that everybody in our region will be experiencing between now and mid to late morning on Friday. So again, try to stay home if you can. Understand that, and I know that not everybody can. Let's take a look here at Springfield area real quick. I-70 and US 68, you can start to see some snow accumulating on the roadways here as well. It's not been snowing in Springfield for a very long period of time, just over an hour, and it's not going to take very long for conditions to go downhill tonight, and obviously tomorrow being a very heavy travel day for us. Jumping up to the north real quick, let's go look at Wapakoneta at I-75 and US 33. We are seeing a lot of snow on the roadways here as well. Lanes are still marked and passable, but again, not very many people out there driving. Visibility also reduced just because the snow may not be coming down heavy at your particular location, and that's really across northeast Indiana and northwest Ohio. Just because it's not heavy doesn't mean that it's not causing problems, and this is where we have some lighter snow in Wapakoneta right now, to moderate snow, if you will, and still visibility being reduced with those very gusty winds out there this evening. So that's about all I've got for right now. I'll check some of your comments here real quick to see if anybody had anything that they wanted to share with us here. We are just after the 11 o'clock hour now. Snow is accumulating fast in Lebanon, I believe it. Right, just saw Butler County just went to a level 1 snow emergency. Sorry, there's a couple of spam comments in here, so apologize about that. Yes, you can get OGO on the computer. You can get on your mobile app. iPhone, Android. You can check traffic cameras, check conditions across the board. So that's a pretty cool thing. Snow in South Charleston. When do we expect Canton to get the snow? I-77 between 1 and 4 in the mornings when we expect that transition to start to take place for you. So that's about all I've got right now, guys. I don't want to overhype the situation here late this evening, but again, we'll do some of these intermittent updates. Please be sure that you're checking back on Facebook and over on YouTube as well for a continuous updates on traffic conditions, current conditions, radar, anything you need to know here late this evening. We'll, of course, keep you posted here through the rest of the overnight hours. I'm forecaster Nick Dunn reporting.